Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing Monster Energy Supercross 4. And we're going to be testing out the old compound. So MXGP 2020 had the thing called the playground, and this is Monster Energy's take on the playground, and this is the compound. So currently where I am is just a little area at the bottom towards the sea. Your lovely little remote location, a big like Stonehenge thing over there. It's very beautifully picturesque. But I will say this little track here is one of my most favourite parts about this game. It was quite demanding at first because I couldn't seem to find the flow correctly, until after a bit of a playing round, and then finally we managed to get a nice good couple of lap times in. But there's no better tutorial than going out there and just giving everything you've got and trying things yourself. And I found that this was like the perfect little track for that, because it's only short, but you can really see the difference when the flow kicks in. And when you finally nail the flow, you really find the meaning of perfection, of getting all the right jumps correct, jumping down at the declines, landing the bike perfectly, jumping at the perfect moment, pushing forward on the analog stick, pushing backwards on the analog stick. Just, it's beautiful, it's extremely satisfying. And this little track, it just made me feel impressed, made me feel proud of my performance here today on this little bit. And we will check out the entire compound, of course, but I really like this little part. I just wanted to include this one because maybe I'll do another lap here or something and you'll see the improvement and the meaning of getting the flow correct. So of course I expressed this heavily in my last video, which was with Ken Roxon in Anaheim, and that really showed how much the flow was, well, at least I discussed it quite a lot. But we'll do one more lap and we'll see how we get on. I already feel like we're doing a decent job here, so let's see how we get on for this third and final lap. Now you can do little races around these tracks, I believe, but for the time being I'm only using solo and I'll be against the Ghost. As you can see, we are far ahead on board this Yamaha. Beautiful bike. This is a 250 Yamaha because I'm using the career mode bike, and the career mode bike that I've chosen is a 250. And as you can see, beautifully done so far with this, the acceleration, the analog stick movement. It's perfect. The bike is looking natural. This part I struggled a little bit with compared to what the other one was, but it's quite alright. It looks good, and I'm pleased with the performance so far. So we'll see what the lap time is to get in a minute. We're on a 49.398. Can we get a 43.878? Brilliant. So back to the compound. We finished our time trial, and now it's time to ride off into the distance and find something else. As you can see, the graphics are still very nice here. Attention to detail is pretty good. It's a little bit compact compared to MXGP. But here we have our first collectible and a bit of texture that's incorrect there. I don't know if you'd seen that just behind me on that rock. There's a bit of a gap. But the collectibles actually give you extra sort of equipment and clothes for your rider, so you can change the helmets, different suits and different boots, etc. But I am just going to show you a little bit of the compound, go around a couple of areas, and just simply see where I can end up by just revving this motorcycle and just giving it everything we've got. So as you can see, it is massive. It is a big place, and it is great. But it does lack a few things that MXGP has, and the playground beats the compound, I'm afraid to say, and that is simply because of one reason. There is no point-to-point races in Monster Energy Supercross 4, or at least I haven't found any yet. Now MXGP, that was probably my favourite thing about the playground. People setting laps from point A to point B, and you have to go and beat that time somehow and just get there in one piece. It felt great. I really enjoyed that one, and it appears to be absent on this one, which I'm a little bit disappointed by. But as you can see, just by a little bit riding around, we're already on a brand new track, and we could effectively do some time trials here. But tell you what, let's check the map, consult where we are. So we are here, and we will try and find the MX part on the left hand side, because I want to see what else has got to offer. I am curious to see what we can do with that. So we're going to veer off just abruptly here. We don't really want to be doing another time trial or going around a normal track. We want to be just going around random sort of surfaces and just riding in style and just free roaming everywhere. So we're going to just move on and go for a little bit of a journey. My favourite part of this track here is probably this part, going down this hill, picking up a massive amount of speed, about 70 miles per hour on this 250, right foot out to try and help you get round the corner, and then back up again. I really like that part. I think it's so cool. Different surfaces on this track as well, or if you can call it a track, it's just basically the compound. Different surfaces to help you get another feel for different surfaces and different compounds. It's a great idea, and it's a really good feeling and you can sort of sense what sort of material you're on. Like, some things feel a bit, oh, I need to be careful when I accelerate here, or, oh, this feels really nice and grounded. It does a good job of feeling sort of realistic. I'm impressed with this compound, but it's still not as good as the playground. But of course, ultimately, the game might be a little bit better in general. But of course, that is a little bit subjective, and that is probably just my opinion. Of course, Monster Energy Supercross 4 is the latest motocross game out there, so I would expect this game to be a little bit better. And collectible, that is mine. So I did find another little track for us to just have a little bit of a play around on, right here in the compound. Some time trial challenges. I can imagine these being quite competitive, because these little areas do offer quite a bit of a challenge, and of course they are so short, so you can get a feel of the lap time and just continue to churn them out. This track has a little bit of everything, nice long jumps, tabletop section, some tunnels and bridges. Pretty cool so far. I'm liking this particular version as well. But I think the tracks on Supercross 4, it's in these little areas like this one, compared to MXGP's Playground, are a little bit better. On MXGP Playgrounds, I don't think I'd ever use those particular tracks. They just didn't really find that exciting. But for here, they are nice and compact, and they offer a lot of challenge and a lot of entertainment. So I'll probably ultimately give the point over to the Supercross 4. This is not a comparison video to the Playground, but of course, because I only just did the Playground video maybe a couple of weeks ago, it does make sense to make reference to it, since it's made by the same developer, of course. But I do like this one so far, and it's so easy and effortlessly to just find these tracks. Now, you can either find these manually by just riding around and then hovering over the particular point, or you can just go into the menu and then literally just select them and it'll take you to them straight away. With not much loading time. There's a little bit of loading time, but it's not the end of the world sort of loading time. It's one of those ones you'd probably open your YouTube account or whatever you've got up on your phone, and by the time you've pressed play on a video it's already started, so it doesn't even matter. Or you might be able to reply to that message, or whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter. Or you might be buying DrAce merch, which is coming soon. Oh, that was a shameless plug-in, but there you go. Hopefully soon, fingers crossed, you're looking forward to that one, but I will let you know in the future, of course. This will be my first little teaser, opposed to the merchandise. Hope you're looking forward to that one then. So let's get back to the free roaming aspect of the compound of Monster Energy Supercross 4. If you're into more of the races and stuff, you can do those races, or you can come here and have a little bit of fun right here in the compound. Now, if you said to me, ultimately, what is better between the compound and the playground, I'd probably have to give the edge just over to the playground, simply because of the actual sort of terrains you can use. There's waterfalls, there's different areas, and there's a lot of interesting stuff. So, I mean, you can't go through any barns on this one. You can't do waterfalls, as I mentioned. I like the addition of collectibles, I really do. I'm a big collectible fan. There's some massive jumps here, but again, even the jumps in MXGP's Playground did feel like there was a lot more to offer there, and I just found another collectible, so I'll have that if you don't mind. And of course, the little bit of low sort of description and qualities of these buildings as such, it's not too bad in MXGP because everything's of a similar sort of quality, but here a lot of the areas are really, really well done, and then a few sort of afterthoughts. It's not necessarily a bad thing because you're travelling usually at some great speeds that you don't really notice stuff like that. But I would probably say this is the most interesting part of the compound compared to the playground. Now, I don't know whether the playground opens up. I want to say in Monster Energy Supercross 3 that the playground, or compound, sorry, opened up a little bit more. I don't recall if that happened. I'm not sure for the time being, but I can say I'm enjoying it nonetheless. I'll probably come back to this one quite a bit, but not as much as the actual racing and the championship itself. But ultimately, I'm impressed with both playground and compound, but I will give the heads up to the playground. I love the idea of the point-to-point races and the feeling of going through the trees and really like just nipping through them and just surviving, bashing into a branch. It did feel a little bit more exhilarating than the open, well, wide open and somewhat empty Monster Energy Supercross compound. Neither are bad, both are awesome. I'm impressed with this game, I am absolutely loving it, hope you guys are too. Thanks to everyone who turned up to the live stream just on Sunday as well, really appreciate that one. I'm glad you stuck around for the compound. So guys, upon that note, thank you very much for watching, I really appreciate you checking out my content. If you did enjoy the video, like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.